We all see it every day. Bike, car, lorry, bus. But do you know what the heart that keeps these machines alive is? That is the internal combustion engine. This is not an ordinary engine. This is the soul of a fire, the mystery of a power, the gift of speed. Let's find out what is an internal combustion engine. In ancient times, carts were pulled by horses and buffaloes, and now our cars run because of this internal combustion engine inside. Here, fuel, that is the hero of the story. As soon as petrol, diesel, LPG, compressed gas, all these go inside of the cylinder, with a small explosion, a lot of power is generated. That is what pulls the car forward. An internal combustion engine is a type of engine. It is a machine that burns fuel like petrol and diesel and converts the heat energy generated from it into mechanical energy. That is, the fuel burns inside the engine, which is why it is called an internal combustion engine. If we look at where we use such an engine, it is used for passenger vehicles such as cars, bikes, buses, trucks, generators, and vehicles that carry goods. Let's look at how these engines work in detail. Petrol and diesel are mixed with air and stored inside a part called the cylinder in the engine. This mixture is pulled inward by the piston as it moves from top to bottom in the cylinder. Then, when the piston moves from bottom to top, that is, from BDC to TDC, it compresses this mixture. The compressed mixture is ignited by a spark plug and a small spark is given. The mixture that burns in this way causes an explosion-like effect. So the piston is pushed down. The piston pushed down rotates the crankshaft connected to it, which transfers the rotation to the rear wheel. When the rear wheel rotates, the vehicle moves forward. The main parts of this engine are the piston, cylinder, cylinder head, valves in the cylinder head, spark plug, crankshaft, and camshaft. Without such engines, we cannot operate many vehicles in our daily lives. This has led to the ease of obtaining mechanical power by humans. In short, an internal combustion engine is a method of burning a fuel internally and using its energy for mechanical operation. It works like life in our vehicles. There are two types of IC engines. 1. Spark ignition engine. A fuel such as gasoline is used. After air and gasoline are mixed, it is ignited and burned by a spark plug. It is widely used in vehicles like motorbikes, some cars, scooters, etc. In simple terms, it is the type that burns with a spark. 2. Combustion engine / compression ignition engine. This is different, no spark. Instead of that, injectors are used to spray the fuel onto the compressed air. Do you know why? In this, they burn more air stored in the cylinder. When that air is compressed by the piston, it gets very hot, and at that time the diesel is sprayed inside through the injector, and combustion takes place due to its heat without a spark. It explodes automatically. That is called self-ignition engine. It gives a lot of power, so it is widely used in passenger vehicles and heavy vehicles like diesel cars, buses, trucks, generators. In simple terms, it is the type that burns by itself. That is self-ignition. Gas turbine engine, which comes under IC engine. This is not for our car. It is an engine for high-speed vehicles like airplanes, helicopters, and fighter jets. It rotates and compresses air, generating energy through heat. Jet engine belongs to this category. A gas turbine engine is a type of internal combustion engine. In this, air and fuel are burned at very high pressure, and the pressure of the hot air generated from it is used. A gas turbine engine works in three main parts. 1. Air intake, which draws air from the outside at a very high speed. A compressor compresses it many times. 2. Combustion, which is when fuel such as kerosene or aviation liquefied petroleum gas is added to the compressed air. This mixture burns, producing hot gas at very high temperature and pressure. 3. Rotary power and exhaust. This hot air is fed into a rotating bucket called a turbine, which makes it spin. That rotary power again helps drive the compressor and other components. Then, the air that is discharged at high speed creates thrust and pushes vehicles like airplanes. This engine creates a high-speed flowing air and it generates thrust using. Internal compression engines can be divided into two types, spark ignition engines and compression ignition engines. These two types can be further divided into two types depending on the way the fuel is burned. They are two-stroke engines and four-stroke engines. A two-stroke engine, one piston makes one power cycle in 2 strokes. Old bikes, generators. A small engine can work quickly. 4-stroke engine. The piston makes 4 movements. Intake, compression, power, exhaust. 1 power cycle is available. Such 4-stroke engines are being installed in modern cars, bikes, and high-power vehicles. Excellent work, long life, good mileage. There are many types of internal combustion engines. Each is different based on its application, fuel, and technology. We will see more engines in the next video. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe.